Hello everyone, my name is Shelby. I go by Stitches by Shelby here on YouTube and also over on Instagram, and welcome back for a Flosstube Extra. This is my 2022 mid-year WIP parade. Today is July 11th, so I'm going to be going through all of my cross-stitch works in progress, WIPs. And yeah, since I know a lot of people jump on during WIP parades, might have some new viewers, just a little bit about me. My name is Shelby. Like I said, I am a cross stitcher and crafter living in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I'm a librarian as my day job, so sometimes I do some book talks as well, but today we're just gonna focus on the cross stitch projects. So I'm gonna go newest to oldest, and right now I have 19 WIPs. I finished 15 things so far this year, so not too bad. And I did go back and see how many projects I had at my last couple of WIP parades, and at the one at the beginning of the year, I had 18 projects, so 19, that's not too bad. But the one last June that I did, I had 12 projects, and I made a comment about how that was the most projects I had ever had, so times have changed, but we're doing good. I feel good about these projects, so I'm excited to show them to you. So without further ado, we will get into the projects, and I will try to give you as much information about them as I can, but if I forget things as I'm going through, please feel free to leave a comment below. Also, if you see something in here that you're like, why haven't you worked on that? Please pull that out and work on it. Let me know, because that's very motivating for me. So the first one is my most recent start. It is Rainbow Garden by Una Buena Pieza, and I'll put in a picture right there of what it's gonna look like when it's done. And I started this on July 4 of this year. It was a holiday weekend start, and here's where I'm at. So this is like maybe halfway done with the first page. I am really loving this project. I'm stitching this on 14 count black Aida and just using all the called for DMC colors. And I just think this is such a little cute project. I love the little ghost and the keys. And right now I'm in the yellows, which are not my favorite part of the color spectrum, but I'm really excited to get into some of the blues down here. But this is a really quick stitch. I only worked on this for a couple of days, and I feel like I got a ton of progress on it. I think that's it about that one. There's a few of these Rainbow Garden patterns, and like Enchanted Forest, I think, is the other series. It's got like these little ghosties with like inside like cloches, and they're very cute. I love them all. Okay, my next project is Nighttime Owl by Tiny Modernist. Again, I'll put in the cover image right there. I started this on June 8, 2022, and here's where I'm at on it. I'm stitching this on 36 count Stonehenge by Bee Stitch Me. It's one of her hand dyed linens. I was in the Fabric of the Month Club for a while, and I just think it's beautiful. I can't wait to get more of the owl's face done, because right now he looks a little creepy. But still beautiful pattern. Very excited to pull this one out again very soon. And also stitching that on all of the called for DMC. The next one is Exotic Flowers by DMC. This is just like a little kit that I picked up at Michael's or Joann's a few weeks ago. I will put in a picture of what it's gonna look like here, and then also a picture of my progress, because I left that one at work. Sorry, you're not really missing much. It has like 20 stitches on it, but it's just stitched on 14 count white Aida. That's what came in the kit, and all of the kit flosses, which I'm assuming are DMC since it's a DMC kit. And yeah, that's just kind of like my car project or my work project, but I've been reading a lot at work lately. So I started that one on June 5th, 2022. Next is the Touch of Magic Stitch Along by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. And I don't need to show you a before picture because I am caught up with what has been released so far. So here's where we're at. This is stitched on a 32 count gray Zweigart even weave. I don't know exactly what the color is. It might just be gray Zweigart. Maybe that's just what it's called. Also, sorry, this one's very wrinkly. I haven't ironed my projects, but if you've been a long time viewer, you know that's nothing new. So there's where I'm at. I really like how this is coming out. I think it's so funky and Halloween-y. I love Halloween. It's my favorite season. I started this on May 23rd, 2022, and I believe this one goes through October or maybe September, but I think it's gotta be September. But yeah, it's super fun stitch, highly recommend. This is my first Caterpillar cross stitch project, but I have really been enjoying it. And I did get the kit, so I'm just using all of the kit floss, but it's just DMC. Okay, next is Cast a Spell by Mama Witch XStitch. Putting the cover picture right there. This was a freebie on her Facebook page, which I think her freebies stay up all the time. So if you like this pattern, you can join her Facebook group, and she posts freebies occasionally, and there's some really good ones there. This is the first one that I've stitched. I started it on May 29, 2022, and there's where I'm at. So I have most of the frog done. I think I was missing a color in there, but I think I have it now, so I could go in and finish that, and then I just have like some of the extras around. And I'm stitching this on 36 count Bedrock by Stitch Me. I just love his little grumpy face. Her grumpy face? I'm not sure. Either way, very cute. And I'm stitching this with all the called for DMC. Next up is Golden Bees by Owl Forest Embroidery. I'll post a picture right there. I got this as a kit when it was released last year, and I started it on April 27 this year. That was my birthday, so this was my birthday start. And there's where I'm at. I'm stitching this. It just comes with like a 32 count Zweigart fabric. It's kind of like, the color's not showing up awesome. It's a little bit yellowy. This is coming off pretty white, but it's a little bit yellowy, and I think a lot of their kits are stitched on that fabric, but I'm just using the kit fabric, and obviously I bought the kit, so it came with all of the hand dyed or over dyed flosses, and I really like how this is coming out. There's a ton of variegation in those flosses, and it just really adds like another dimension to them. So obviously not a huge start on this, but it's a beautiful pattern, so I'm excited to get back to it. So that is Golden Bees by Owl Forest Embroidery. Next up is Ghost Stories by the Witchy Stitcher. I got this as a fully kitted project in the Black Needle Society Halloween Advent box last year, and I think it's super cute. So there's what the finished product looks like, and here's where I'm at. So I did a week of birthday starts, and this is one of the projects that I only worked on for the one day, and I haven't pulled it back out yet. So hopefully soon I'll get to put in some more stitches for this. I'm sure as we get closer to Halloween and fall, this will be calling to me. It is stitched on 32 count Fright Night by Fortnite Fabrics, and I am using all of the called for. So some of it's DMC, but there's a few overdyed flosses as well. So even like this black is an overdyed, and I just really like the variegation. I'm kind of a DMC girl. I only use the overdyes if I really feel like it's justified, but since this came as a kit, I was a little bit spoiled, and gotta say, I really like it. I started this on April 25, 2022, and yeah, using all the called for fabric, everything. All right, next up is Huckleberry Farm by the Blue Flower. There's what the finished picture looks like. Sorry, I'm being distracted by my cat right now. I just think this is an absolutely gorgeous pattern. And here's where I'm at. So not a huge start. I am stitching this on the called for, but this notoriously shows up just terribly on camera. So it is 36 count slate by Picture This Plus, and then I'm actually using all of the provided DMC conversions so far. I've been happy with them up to this point. If it gets to a point where like I don't feel like it really reflects the cover picture, I will swap them out, but so far I think it's pretty good. And the fabric's getting really washed out, but you can see all the little details, and yeah, I just love this. I am very excited to get back to it. I started that on April 11 of this year. Next up is the Wonders of the Night Stitch Along by Climbing Goat Designs. This is a stitch along that started in, let me put in a cover picture first because I'm not caught up. This is a stitch along that started in January and goes through September. So I'll have a couple of stitch alongs ending in September. But I'm a few parts behind on this. I'm working on getting caught up. I stitched this on, well, here's where I'm at so far. So there's a section, oh my goodness. There's a section in here that I need to do, and then there's another part up here that I need to do. So they're pretty quick stitches. They're not super fun to stitch if I'm being 100% honest, just because it's a lot of back stitch and it's very like fiddly with the counting, but I love the finished product so much, so it will definitely be worth it. I just have to be like in a certain mood to stitch it. I started this on March 5th, 2022 because the first part was the border, so I didn't start it until after like the first like real part had come out. Not that the border isn't real, but anyways, I'm stitching this on 16 count black Ada, and I'm just using all of the called for DMC, and It's a big boy, but it's gonna be so worth it when it's finished. I really love this. My next project is Woodland Christmas by Rosewood Manor. This is in a cross-stitch Christmas book. I'll link the exact one below. It is out of print, so it's a little bit hard to find. I was able to get it through my library. I started this on January 1st of this year, and here's where I'm at. This is a absolutely gorgeous pattern, but there are so many color changes. Again, I have to be like in a certain mood to stitch it, but there's what it looks like. And it has some over one. I've never done, this was my first project that I had done over one in a project that's mostly over two. So like those little birds are all over one. They're very cute. I do love this project. I gotta get back to it soon. I'm stitching this on 32 count white Lugana, and I'm using all of the called for DMC. All right, next is the Galaxy Temperature Stitch Along by Climbing Goat Designs. I'll put in a picture of like a mock-up of what it could look like. Obviously this is a temperature stitch along, so it's based on where, like what your temperatures are in your area. I started this on December 28, 2021. And let me move my needle minder out of the way. This is what it looks like so far. So I am caught up with the exception of yesterday. So I've started on the third spiral here, but I really love how these colors like build on each other, and I just think it's really pretty. I'm stitching this on 16 count black Aida as well, and obviously this one will go through the end of the year. But yeah, that's what it looks like. And the designer has made several modifications to this pattern with different like color gradients to like more accurately fit with what like your temperatures are, like your temperature range, depending on where you are in the world. Here in Michigan, we get quite the range of temperatures. My lowest temperatures were like in the teens, and we have gotten into the 90s already, and sometimes we get even a little bit warmer than that. But so it's nice that she is like being considerate of that, and I've just had a really good experience with this stitch along. So I started that on December 28. I don't think I said that. All right, next up is the Spooky Stories Scissor Fab by the Black Needle Society. This came fully kitted in their, again, Halloween advent box. That's what it, like the whole thing looks like. It did come with all that stuff, but I'm trying to think if there's a way I could make this into a necklace when it's finished. And I want to do the bookmark too. I think that's really cool. But anyways, here's where I'm at. I started this on October 31st last year. This was just a little Halloween start. I really believed I was going to get this done in that day, but clearly I did not. But it'd be a pretty quick finish, I think, if I were to pull it back out again. I'm stitching this on 32 count gray basalt splash Lugana, which is what it came with, and it's 1/1 with the called for DMC. So that's what that looks like. All right, next is Two Pumpkins Bright by Hello from Liz Mathews. There's what the finished picture will look like. That's so cute. Here is where I am at. That's just my needle minder. I actually forgot I had that needle minder. Pretty cute. So here's where I'm at. I started this on October 9, 2021, and I'm stitching it on 32 count vintage smoky white. And I'm using a combination of the called for flosses with some DMC substitutions. Liz Mathews, I think, calls for all fancy flosses in this one, maybe a couple of DMCs, but I was trying to be really selective about which ones I did. So this would be a pretty quick finish though when I pull it out again. I think it's super cute. This next project I have not worked on in quite a while, so I'm a little bit, I want to get back to it, but you know, we have 19 projects. Just kidding. It is the Disney Dog Stitch Along by Abbie Sue Designs. I'll put in the full picture right there. I did start this, I started it June 28, 2021, so I had plenty of time to work on it, but I only have 2 dogs done so far. So I have Stitch and Lady. So here's where I'm at. I am stitching this on 28 count Crystal Dwarf by Picture This Plus. That is more color accurate for the fabric, but I'll zoom it in so you can see. And I do really like this. The dogs take longer than you would think to stitch, but I would love to get back to this. And I do have the Disney Cats one too, so I'm making myself finish this one first. So hopefully I'll get back to this one soon. Okay, next up is Bayeun Cat by Owl Forest Embroidery. I will put in a cover picture right there. And here is where I am at. So I only put a few days into this. This was actually my birthday start last year, so I started this April 27, 2021. It's stitched on the 32 count kit linen. I think it's the same one that Golden Bees is on. And again, I'm using the Owl Forest Embroidery over dyed flosses. I got it as a kit. I really like this one too. Just love the variegation in the flosses. All right, my next project is Kristín, the Arctic Ocean Mermaid by Meridian Designs. Sorry for the crinkles. I think she's so beautiful. Again, I haven't worked on her in a while, but I really got to get back to her because I absolutely love her. Here's where I am at. It is much more purple than this is showing up. Well, that's not terrible actually. It's darker purple than that though. And her tail stands out a lot more in real life. I actually dyed this fabric myself. It's a 32 count Lugana, and I used a recipe from the Rit Dye website. So this is the Lavender Honey recipe. So if you were interested in recreating this, you could go to find that recipe. And I'll give you a little close up about where she's at. Hopefully you can see that because I can't see that right now. And I'm using all of the called for flosses and beads. There's even some dinky dye silks in there. This was my first time using silks, I think. But yeah, she's beautiful. I love her. I'm actually doing a stitch along with Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World for this, and our hashtag is Mermaids Are Real SAL. And I started that on April 12, 2021. All right, next project is Flosstube Friends by October House Fiber Arts. There's the cover image. Here's where I am at. So I have 2 people and I started on a 3rd and then I stopped working on it. This is stitched on 25 count Lugana 1/1 that I tea dyed. Apparently I had a phase where I was really into dyeing my own fabric. I don't really do that anymore, but let me see if I can get a little close up. So yeah, that's where that's at. Again, I haven't worked on this one in a really long time. I started this one April 1st, 2021, and I was also doing a stitch along with the Steadfast Stitcher. This is, the hashtag is Flosstube Friends SAL, I think. And we both kind of ran out of steam on this one, but I do want to finish this one. I think it's cute, and I have a cute finishing idea for it too, so someday soon. I am using the, I'm using DMC substitution. So some of them are like called for, or like the suggested replacements. I think all the flosses in this are over dyed, but some of them are like suggested replacements. Some of them I am choosing based on the cover image to try to more accurately fit with what that looks like. All right, next is Pandemic by Long Dog Samplers. Again, I'll put the cover image right there. This was my New Year start for 2021, so I started at January 1st, 2021. I am stitching it 2/2 on 20 or 32 count Lugana. And let me unravel my fabric here because it is quite the project. So here's where I'm at on this. I have kind of been toying with the idea of giving up on this project. I do love, love, love the finished product, but it is just such a large project. So I'm not doing anything with it yet. I haven't worked on it in a while, but I might pull it out from time to time. I think I just need to accept that this is going to be like a multi-year project. But even just like the detail in the first couple of pages is gorgeous. And I'm stitching that with just 310. Last project, my oldest WIP, is Mini Contessa with Squid by Heaven and Earth Designs. I'll put in the cover image right there. This was a Christmas gift from my husband in 2020. He gave me the pattern and all of the kitted stuff. And this project and I, we've had our ups and downs, but I do really, really love her. I haven't worked on her recently, well, in the past couple of weeks. I was doing really well with like doing like half an hour a day, but once I kind of fall off that, then it just kind of all goes downhill. So that's okay. Here's where she's at. This is the 3rd page that I'm working on down at the bottom here. And you can start to see some of the detail. I just think this is a really, really gorgeous artwork. The artwork is by Omar Ryan. Actually, one of my stitchy friends recently sent me a picture. They were in California and they saw like the original in a museum, and they sent me a picture and I was like, oh my gosh. I'm obviously using all of the called for DMC for this, and I'm stitching this 2/1 half stitch on 28 count ivory Lugana. Every time I pull her out though, I'm just like, oh, I need to work on her. Beautiful. I started this on December 27, 2020. So that is my oldest WIP. All right, well, thank you for sticking around. I don't really know how long this video is, but after I edit it, hopefully it wasn't too long for you. I know I really enjoy watching WIP parades. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you liked me, you could subscribe, see more of my videos. If you watched this far all the way to the end, please leave me a comment with what you were working on while you watched the video. I like to know what everybody's stitching, or you know, if you were just doing something else. I know one of my regular viewers needs to babysit her cat, like sit with him while he eats, which is funny because sometimes I also have to do that with my senior cat. So if you were watching your cat eat while you watch this video, let me know. And I should have another regular Flosstube update in the next couple of weeks. So I will see you all then. Have a great day. Bye.